Without further ado, I had everybody start in the nerdiest way possible, which is by random dice roll. So we are actually going to be starting with Pat Kelly. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to introduce themselves and tell us, why they want to run, why they're running for the party they are. Thank you. And Shaoli.
My name is Shaoli Wang. As my name indicated, I'm from China. I'm here for only 12 years. Didn't have any plan to join the election. It happened only a month ago, 7th of September. 3 of my local friends encouraged me to join the election. I didn't know there's a chance, but when they showed me there is a chance, I have no excuse to stop there. So I stepped forward. It's not for me, it's for people's voice. And as my friends' reason to encourage me to step forward, they said, you have the balls to tell the truth. And at the time, we do need the guy to step forward. And we choose you. And yeah, I'm happy to accept that. Now, what I see, the ugly truth here now in Canada is we have a big, fat, ineffective government, all 3 levels. I have personal experience, physical evidence against 20 provincial and federal government departments. Most of them in my website already. They need a decent cut. And above that, all our seniors, disabled, deserve a decent life. We need to bring them out of poverty right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, all the candidates. So quite a few candidates have already talked about the economy a little bit, so why don't we start there? What policies do you or your party support to steward Canada's economy? Thank you. Shaoli?
Yes. Most of our major parties' plans, like tax cuts, incentives for business, are about money. But all of them are shy of talking about a balanced budget. It's unacceptable. You don't run your family into deficit. You don't mortgage your kids for your trip to Hawaii. That is stupid. So we need to have a plan to balance our budget first before talking about those incentives, tax cuts. Well, I'm happy they're all aware our tax is high already. We do need to cut that. But how? Cut the government first. The government is inefficient. They are abusing their power too much. At the same time, abuse our money, our hard-earned tax money. Thank you.
And Pat?
Thank you.
A few candidates have already talked about the impact of the economy on individuals and on families. So what policies and programs do you support to help families with day-to-day struggles, from childcare to dealing with aging family members and so on? Shaoli?
Yes. I would like to talk about one specific issue to make life more affordable for all Canadians, especially our young Canadians, young adults, and our seniors, and including those disabled. That's we need to put a cap on property tax that hurt too many of us, especially the seniors, the retired. Like in the mobile homes in Arbor Lake, for quite a few of those single seniors, it costs them half of their earnings just for those monthly payment. It's a shame. How and when, who offer our municipal government to raise our property tax randomly, like that. It's robbery. Thank you.
So we've talked about caring for families within Canada, but part of the mandate of the federal government is our international commitments as well. So starting with Tyler, the question is, what commitment do you or your party have in terms of settling refugees, and what type of support does your government provide for those resettled? Thank you. Shelley?
Refugees are one of the weakest group of people in Canada. I feel hurt when people show hatred against them. They are not a specific person. They are just human beings. They are like all seniors, all veterans, or disabled. Same thing. They are human beings. They deserve a decent life. It doesn't matter we can offer or not. We should be willing to. And how can we do that? We can't offer sugars. That's all just painkillers. They need a decent life. A decent life means job first. They don't want to be on benefits forever. They want their jobs. And where's the job? Where's the job that can afford your living, not minimum wage rise? We need to cut our government. They are so abusive, so they waste too much money. That's the only source. Thank you.
What is Canada's responsibility to help care for the vulnerable globally? So not just in terms of refugees, but how we provide aid externally to Canada, and what steps are needed to make that a reality?
I'm in a group of a human rights non-profit organization. I have specific concerns of Canada's human rights condition. Very recently, there's a case. I'm going to sue Alberta Health Service and Calgary Police. I called Calgary Police already. There's a lady, she had social phobia. She didn't see any other person other than her husband for over 20 years. She was a tenant. Her husband, the landlord, both warned Alberta Health Service not to search his home. They didn't. They break into her home. She passed away within a month. That's a second-degree murder. Before we solve all human rights issues here in Canada, I feel ashamed to talk about other issues around the globe. Thank you.
What measures do you propose to care for and protect the environment in Canada, and for Canada to do its part and care for and protect the global environment? Shelley.
I love this controversial topic. I'm a geologist. I don't feel it fair to argue with non-geologists about climate change. I talk about geology at a million-year scale. So human beings is nothing. So we can't see that on any geological events in the geologist's eyes, never. We are in million-year scales. Human beings is nowhere. But, yeah, we know environment is our environment. We need to respect our environment, do something to help that too. Something's good, like Green Party says, that's a good goal. Yeah, it's better we can do something. But we forget one thing, especially in Alberta, how many wildfires we had last few years. Yeah, how much carbon dioxide emissions from the wildfire. Nobody talk about that. None of those environmental protectors talk about that. Why? That's another issue of the self-regulations. It's so abusive. I always blame the government, right? Because our government can do a lot better than we can. Thank you.
Thank you. What do you see as the most important issue for this riding, for Calgary Rocky Ridge and Calgary and Alberta, and how do you think it should be resolved? Shaoli?
Yes. I strongly believe we should put all our three levels of government back on leash. Take their power back to randomly raise our living costs. Property tax, carbon tax. Yeah, whole lot of issues like. Yeah, start point for our young adults is just so high. I saw so many of my neighborhoods, they have 2 adult kids stay with their family. That's not the Canada I imagined before I moved here. Thank you.
Please give your closing. Shaoli?
My name is Shaoli Wang. I want to say that again. I'm here in Calgary, in Canada for 12 years only. I joined the election as an independent for one reason. Canada is a democratic country. Yeah, we love that. But within our parties, I don't see much democracy. There's only pretty much one voice. But in my family, 3 of us, we have 3 voices, mostly. That is called democracy. Thank you. I feel many of people's voices are ignored. Many of people's weak Canadians are forgotten, or seniors especially. That is why I chose to step forward as an independent. I want to be people's voice, not for me. It's nothing about me. People's voice. All seniors are forgotten by every of our party. When Liberal talked about benefits to bring our seniors over 75 out of poverty, I feel happy. All leaders are aware. Some of our seniors are in poverty already. But I feel very unhappy. Those under 75 are ignored. That is unfair, right? Everyone is gonna expect to go to that age. You don't want to see yourself struggling at 75 or around. That's inhumane. I don't have those resources to go door to door. I went to $3,000. But those $30 I knocked at a mobile home, that really broke my heart. I can't afford to go another $30. I woke up at night, I'm crying. My parents are at around 80 years old. I can't even imagine if I leave them struggling. It's a shame. So I want to be the voice for people, and this solution, I offer the solution. Nobody have the balls to talk about. The big fat government need the decent cut every of the 3 levels. Thank you.